you can hear me. Yay. And I can hear you. So that's great.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be talking with you for the first time. So
Yay.
wonderful. And congratulations to you with your book very soon.
Yeah, it will be soon. I've got time.
Yeah,
And you've got it behind you there. Do you have a copy you can hold up close? Oh, I can zoom. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I have my casual promotional shot always behind me.
It's perfect. I love it's a beautiful cover.
I've been incredibly lucky with that because it's the same designer who did my debut cover as well. So they're different, but they kind of have the same style to them a bit.
Beautiful.
At least font is the same. One is like dark, one is light. Is that a dog?
Sorry, I managed to get the kids out, but this one I couldn't send to the same place. So he's there and he's asleep. He just barked in his sleep.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Just to make sure that we all know he's still there. So you had a virtual launch last night. How did it go?
It was actually a lot of fun. I didn't know what to expect. I've never done it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, actually, I'm lying because I did do I gave my phone to somebody. My husband actually was recording it a long time ago in January when I was doing my launch in New York, and I just gave him my phone and said record me on Instagram Live, and so that was the first time we used it, and I had no idea what he's done. And this time it was me doing it. It was a lot of fun. I was not expecting this to be so good.
Yeah, of course we'll all be there to make it good.
Yeah, and Sarah Robinson had from the YA room, she's wonderful. She's just organized everything. She reached out to me because I was so sad about the cancellation of my launch in Melbourne, but she reached out. Otherwise I wouldn't have done anything on my own, to be honest.
Yeah,
and Love Oz YA are doing something, and you're part of it.
Yes, we have plans for sneaking our way along there. We'll get there, definitely. Yeah. So tell me about Oasis, because I'm a little bit scared. I'm a scaredy cat reader, and whenever I read the word thriller or suspense, and I think, oh, can I emotionally cope? Can I deal with it?
I think the issue here is that there are so many things fall under that definition of what is thriller, what is horror, and there's so much, gradation to that term, and so there are things that absolutely terrify me. I would not want to watch a movie or read a book with full on really scary things.
Mm-hmm.
Usually anything to do with demonic possessions. I'm not sure. It has to be really good, it has to be a story like Hereditary kind of story for me to really appreciate that and be scared at the same time. But I'm also scared of cats, so can't read that. So Oasis is a thriller in the sense that it's an action book. It's about people who are stranded in the desert, and they get saved by this oasis that appears on the sands like a mirage, and they wander into it, and it has water. It saves them from the heat. It gives them food. But then they begin to realize that maybe something is happening. Maybe Oasis is some kind of entity that is doing something, has some kind of agenda. So it's that kind of thriller. It's more of a speculative element of what is real, what am I, who am I, what is happening to me, why me.
It sounds so exciting, thriller, and the idea that when something's too good to be true, it probably is, and seeing that water on the horizon and what that would feel like. I like the survival sort of ideas of, but what would you do, physically, what would you do, and mentally, what would you do if you're stuck in the desert?
And I like, to me, I like adventure novels and adventure movies about things happening outside and people out of their comfort zones, going somewhere, doing things. And it kind of starts like that because it's this group of people just out of high school, and they arrive to this foreign country about to have an amazing summer, and then things get darker and darker and darker, and in the end
Oops, daisies, that went a little bit wrong.
Yeah, so I like that kind of stuff.
And how much did because I saw that you are also a PhD doctor, so how much did your research play into your work? This is the doctors are in the house. I love it.
I was gonna greet you with Dr. Wadley, and that was gonna be my greeting. Yes, we should be called that.
Yeah, we can be immodest women. So, but for you, how much did your cultural anthropology play into the writing of Oasis?
Well, I always say when people ask me about inspiration for that book, I always wanted to be an Egyptologist. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Like any other maybe teenager ever in the world. Yeah. And I never had the opportunities really. I investigated them because I was born and I grew up in Russia. And I really looked into it, and at the time, it was no opportunities really for me to follow that path from where I was at the time. And that kind of always stayed with me. And so I went, the next closest thing was anthropology, which was like the new thing that was happening in Russia, like that the faculty of social work and cultural anthropology just opened that year when I graduated high school.
Wow.
So that was a new thing. The first intake of students was like 14 people. So yeah, it was something like that. It was a very special group of people that some ended up there on purpose, some by mistake, some by accident. Like accidental anthropologists.
We've all found ourselves in that position, I'm sure.
I know some people hated it. It's like, what is this? How can I apply it? Will hire me.
We studied anthropology via the fiction, so we would look at like the ventriloquist's tale and some South American fiction that's written by people who were also anthropologists, and how they were looking at, and I just found them such insightful novels because of that added layer of understanding about how communities were working and people. So that's what made me think about, I bet this will be an interesting view of people.
That's right. It's all about, we used to have a lot of jokes, like when I was in Russia, studying anthropology. It's like they're teaching us how to be spies, really, because it's about observing people.
Sounds like writing, yeah.
It's like you're observing people, and sometimes they know that they're being observed, and sometimes they're not quite aware of it. It depends. Like right now, even I work in academia, and we look into ethics applications, right? And sometimes it's a covert observation because the group you're observing is maybe considered dangerous or some kind of danger to you, and you need to study them. Anyway, so it's always about how, what makes us tick as a culture, as a group of people, as a community, right? What's underneath it all? What are we? Why are we doing the things we do? And I think it helps when you write books, definitely, because
I think so.
Makes you understand maybe your characters a little bit better.
Yeah, that much time, I think, pondering and trying to understand the human nature and the human condition. And I didn't think I'd be able to write because of the knowledge I had in that area. And I'd always studied literature, but it does cover literature covers a lot of things. And I always thought that would mess up my writing. It would all sound academic, but it just didn't. When I did finally have the courage to write something, it didn't sound academic at all. And yet I think, we're quicker to understand what's going on between our own characters, perhaps, if we've got that behind us. Maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm just
I'll edit it out if I sound cocky.
It helps with research as well when you research in a book. I think because academia prepares us for that, maybe for the meticulous note taking and reading material, understanding what it means, that kind of stuff. I mean, people can do it, but I think I have a immunity to it. I don't get bored. I like research.
I do love research. The launch being more than just one night, what else do you have planned, even though it might be a bit different to what you thought would happen?
Well, it was going to be my last thing in the first half of the year, because my book actually came out in January, and I actually did something different this time around. So I actually went to the US, and I did launch in New York and LA. That was really exciting. I'm glad I did it. Cannot believe I did it. But
I
it
saw some
happened.
pictures. Yeah.
I was there. I was like, it's surreal. I'm not sure what's going on, but I did do it. And then I came back, home, and I thought I'd set up at least 3 different events in Australia. So I usually do Sydney, Canberra, and Melbourne, because that's what I know booksellers and people who could be my MC person to help me launch it. And I was lucky. I was lucky that I did Sydney in February, and then I did Canberra in early March, and that's the end. That was it.
And then that's it. Yep.
And the horrible news came in, and we have to cancel events. Like, there's no way, no discussion around it. Of course, I understand, but it didn't make it any easier to do it.
Yeah.
So, but aside from that, I had my digital launch. I hope I get to do my real launch sometime later in the year.
Yeah.
Allowed.
I think so. We're going to be so full of cake by Christmas, because we're going to have so many delayed launches and then the new launches, and then we have a lot of excuses to have a party.
That's right. Maybe we can all combine together all the cancelled launch people from the first half of the year. I was working with Sarah Epstein, who's going to be my in conversation person for my launch in Melbourne. And so she has to cancel her launch in April. Oh, sorry, in March. Anyway, she has to cancel her launch.
Yeah.
They're like, maybe we should do it together. Astrid Trold has to cancel her launch.
Yeah.
So many of us.
So many.
But from other things, I will continue doing, Speckly chat on Twitter. It's something that I have set up last year with another author, one of my friends, Candice Robertson. She's in the US. So it's a chat for speculative fiction writers.
That's
and
great.
readers. So we haven't had here because we're so busy, but we're thinking for next month, we'll start doing it once a month. But aside from that, I'm not sure.
But we have chats. We can always do chats.
Yeah.
Keep ourselves entertained.
And now I need to actually, go away quietly and finish writing other books.
Get some more writing done. That's when I'll have to put a pause on these for a while, when I really have to knuckle down and get some actual work done, other work. Yeah, definitely. But thank you so much for joining me. And hold it up.
You know what I'm doing. I can't wait for your book as well. I can't wait to get myself a copy.
Thank you. And congratulations.
Thank you so much, Anna.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
The number you have dialed has been changed.